All right. You're listening to Idle Chatter with Average Jeff. Kind of screwed that up a tad, didn't I? Hey, how is everybody tonight? This is the Idle Chatter with Average Jeff podcast, and tonight I'm doing something really freaking cool. Tonight we are doing a horror movie Jeopardy style game. Notice I said Jeopardy style game. I'm going to refer to this as Jeopardy in air quotes because I don't have the rights to this or anything, and I don't want to get sued by Alex Trebek or anybody from whatever network that show is on. So anyway, I want to introduce three very special people here. So I'm going to start with contestant number one. Her name is Jenny. Say hello, Jenny.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Contestant.
Nice to meet them.
Yeah, nice to meet everybody. Tiffany, contestant number two. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
You sound very well.
Good.
Are you ready to play?
Yes, sir.
Ready to kick some butt?
Yes.
You ready to win these wonderful prizes?
Mm-hmm.
Brand new car?
Yes. Ooh.
Yeah, I wish. Maybe next year's. And last but not least, Katie, number three.
Hello,
How are you,
hello.
Katie?
I'm great.
Good. You ready to kick some butt?
I am.
Did you come here to kick some ass?
And
Yes.
chew bubblegum.
And chew
I'm
bubblegum.
all out of bubblegum.
Yes. That's the kind of spirit I want to hear.
Stupid.
So anyway, I also want to give a shout out to my creative director, Maddie, because without her help, you can say hi. Hello. Yeah, without her help, this would not be, just couldn't have done it by myself, because if anybody knows me, I'm pretty scatterbrained and, yeah, not very organized or anything, and I'm blambling already, right? You three are like, get this shit on the road. Let's just do this.
We're ready for the question.
Let's ready for the questions. Okay, so I want to do some shameless plugs, though, because I have to start out with that. So with Idle Chatter with Average Jeff, please follow me on Twitter at Idle Chat Podcast. Check out the Facebook page at Idle Chatter with Average Jeff. Also, this is kind of unrelated, but check out my website, averagejeff.net, and you can read all my comedic blogs. I write a lot of stuff. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, and you can read just about how my life is as an unemployed 49-ish year old guy trying to just make his way through the world. I'm always updating the website. It's kind of funny. I think it's funny, and please support that. So with that in mind, let's kind of get started. So let's talk about the prizes. Yeah? Ooh, there will be prizes. Okay, so tonight's grand prize winner will receive a night at the movies. This package will include a gift certificate at the historic Avon Theater in downtown Decatur, Illinois. But wait, that's not all. The winner will also receive their very own movie night package, including 2 horror movies. You guys can kind of clap and be cheerful for this if you want. And these 2 horror movies are approved by Average Jeff himself, along with some popcorn and candy. And it's all crammed together in this one-of-a-kind plastic candy bucket. Retail value for the grand prize, $749.
All right.
Ooh,
The runner-up contestants will both receive their own movie night package, including 2 horror movies that are also approved by Average Jeff, popcorn and candy. And they are also crammed together in one-of-a-kind plastic candy bucket. These runner-up prizes will retail for $483.
Man,
So,
Fantastic.
spare no expense.
yeah, I do. I spare no expense.
Have some great sponsors.
I do. In fact, we do have sponsors and everything. So, yeah. Tonight's promotional considerations provided by Drayton Sawyer's Famous Texas Chili. The secret's in the meat. Don't skimp on the meat, but don't mind the hard shell peppercorns.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So anyway, so the rules are going to be pretty much like you would do, and I'm going to say it in air quotes again, Jeopardy, air quotes. So there's going to be, the first round is going to have 5 categories. Each category has 5 questions. We'll start with, we need to predetermine who's going to be number 1. So my creative director is going to mow that and see who goes first and gets control of the board. Didn't think that through. One thing's going to be different. Instead of a daily double, there is going to be 3 questions. 1 question on the first board, 2 questions on the second. In this category, when you pick the card, instead of a question, it will have a DVD double dare.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the DV double dare, after the card is read, the contestant can choose to respond for the double the points and the DVD prize that comes along with that question. However, if the contestant doesn't feel they know the correct response, the opponent can pass, pick another opponent to respond. That opponent that is picked must respond correctly to receive double the points and the DVD. If the opponent doesn't have the correct response, Then double the points are subtracted from that opponent's score and the DVD is not awarded. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Is everybody ready to get started for our first round?
Jenny,
Yes.
you look like you're getting ready to play, air quote, Family Feud.
I am. I was watching that before I left.
That would
I've
be
been
cool
watching
if we could do
game
a
shows
Family
all
Feud
day.
stuff.
She
I was. I'm ready to push this button.
Give me
I was
Jenny,
wondering
give
if
me
it was gonna be a
Katie.
buzzer.
100 people survey said.
Good answer.
Good answer. Gosh, good darn answer. Okay. Let's go ahead and show the first board.
Flip
We'll
that
talk about
board.
the contestants
Oh,
or the
boy.
categories. Yes. So,
Meeny, miny, mo chose Katie to go first.
Katie has control of the board, so let's go over. The first category is 80s horror. The second category, you know his name. The third category is the final girl, which is about the final girl in horror movies. The fourth category, those damn zombies. And the fifth one is F-bombs. Now, F-bombs, you see F in quotes. Those are horror movies that the name begins with the letter F.
Okay.
Okay, so Katie, you have control of the board. And remember, buzz in. I'll be reading a question, so Scouts honor on everybody doing the best they can and not cheating. Okay, so Katie.
Let's go with those damn zombies for $100.
All righty. Okay, for $100. Do you want to party? Was the question asked in the punk song that rocked its way. Go ahead, Katie. Or that's Tiffany. I'm sorry.
What is the Lost Boys?
I'm sorry, that's wrong. Let me finish the question. Do you want to party? Was the question asked in the punk song that rocked its way throughout this 80s zombie masterpiece. 5, 4, 3. The answer is, what is Return of the Living Dead?
Oh.
I knew it.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I lose 100.
sucks.
Maybe I'll just listen to the question.
Katie, you still have control of the board.
All right. Let's try F-bombs for 300.
Ooh, Oh. I've never watched Jeopardy in air quotes. Is that allowed? You can just skip around?
You can skip
You
around.
can?
Yep.
Okay.
There are no rules.
All right, so F-bombs for 300. Part retro road flick and part modern tale of vampires. This movie proves that Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney ain't such... Was that
What
Jenny?
is From Dusk Till Dawn?
That is correct. 300 for Jenny.
Woo!
Okay, Jenny, you have control of the board.
Oh goodness. Let's do
I like how humble she is all of a sudden.
80s horror for 100.
Okay, 80s horror for 100. 80s horror 100. Maybe this children's toy wasn't such a good guy after all. And this was that you? Okay, Tiff.
What is Child's Play?
Correct for 100.
Back at 0.
I'm out of the hole.
That's
Is
Let
that
it
what
go,
she said?
Jeff.
let it go. Let it go. I just sometimes
Reel
I
it
just
back in.
Yeah. Okay, so Tiff has control of the board.
The Final Girl, 200.
Okay. Final Girls 200.
Okay.
Now this one you're going to name the movie. You know it's a bad luck day when all of your friends end up dead and now you were forced to decapitate a crazy mom who's been rambling. Go.
What is Friday the 13th?
Hell yes. Yes. The question after that was decapitate a crazy mom who's been rambling on about how it's your fault her little boy couldn't swim.
Oh.
So, yes.
Machete.
Yeah.
Okay.
All righty. So, Tiff, still control of the board.
F-bombs, 400.
Yeah, she does.
Mm-hmm.
F-bombs, 400. Okay, remember this category, the movie is going to start with, the name of the movie will start with the letter F. This shockumentary may or may not have contained real scenes of gore and death. Jenny.
What is Faces of Death?
Correct for 400.
Way to go, Jenny.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember watching that and
I
remember
seen that. That was horrible.
It is horrible.
The monkey
The monkey
scene.
The monkey.
scene. Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
Katie,
That's the worst. That's
she doesn't
I don't
know
know
about
what you're
that.
talking about.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to know.
Okay.
You'd have a heart attack.
And the
Probably.
guy with the monkey, he looks like Jerry Springer. It's all creepy.
It is. And the thing about when they eat the monkey brains in this movie, there was cockroaches because it was in a Macon
You
County
can't see it.
Restaurant.
Restaurant,
It
yeah.
hasn't got
Tell me
shut
what I
down yet.
can't do.
Okay, so Jenny still has control of the board.
Okay, I didn't think I was going to be good at the F-bombs, but let's just do F-bomb for 100.
There we go. F-bombs. F-bombs for 100. This 1985 vampire classic starring Chris Sarandon, Roddy McDowall, William... Go ahead, Katie.
What is Fright Night?
Hell yes.
Very good, Katie.
Good job.
And this one, Hollywood. Why did you remake it?
Oh, it didn't need done.
Why? It did not need to be done.
Nope.
There are
No.
some things you just shouldn't fool with.
That's right. And that was a good movie. And Poltergeist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's keep going with F-bombs for 200.
Alrighty, F-bombs, 200. F-bombs, 200. Cha cha, kill, kill. Whatever she's whispering, who cares? This classic series should have been ended when the creators started ripping off titles from Muppet movies. 5, 4, 3, 2. What is Friday the 13th?
Oh.
Yeah, cha cha, kill, 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 cha, cha.
See, I got thrown off thinking I had to know the right exact movie.
Oh, which one it was?
Yeah.
Part
because there's
7.
like 20 or 60.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know which one.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so I'm lost. Who's
Katie
still
took it.
Katie's
Oh.
Katie.
Finish
It's
it up
okay.
for
Still has
500.
control of the board. F-bombs 500.
Yep.
Alrighty. It's a DVD double dare. Number 1. Okay. Now remember, this is from my private collection.
Oh, boy.
Which means used. Okay?
Okay.
But it's a good one. So I'm going to read you the question. You can get it, and it will be for 500. It will be for 1,000 points.
Double.
Or if you don't think
will
you know the
lose.
answer, you can screw one of your opponents. So are you ready to play DVD Double Dare?
Let's do it.
Yeah. You don't want to get trapped inside this isolated roadhouse with these monsters because you just might become the main course in this Project Greenlight film produced by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. If you don't think you know, you can screw an opponent.
I would like to screw an opponent.
Oh, yes. Who are you going to screw? That sounded way too... This isn't this game.
Well, I feel like let's go with Jenny.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
Because she's got the most points, so
Okay.
strategy.
So,
Damn it.
Jenny, you have a chance to double, get 1,000 points and this DVD, and I will repeat the question.
Okay.
You don't want to get trapped inside this isolated roadhouse with these monsters because you just might become the main course in this Project Greenlight film produced by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
And it's
4.
an F-bomb?
Yes, starts with an F. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I don't know.
Okay. The answer was Feast.
Oh, I had no clue.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, somebody needs to watch this. This is one of the greats. I should say if it's a movie from my collection, it's probably something you've never heard of. No, I shouldn't. Okay, so put that back. We'll let maybe somebody have. Okay, so Jenny loses.
Oh, I'm negative 300
Oh,
now.
shit. Sorry. Okay, so Katie, you're still in charge of the board?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go back to the 80s for 200.
80s for 200.
Stay away from my buzzer.
Get it.
80s for 200. He'll tear your soul apart, brags the head Cenobite in Clive Barker's 1980.
What
Go.
is Hellraiser?
Yes, very good. Tiffany for 200. All right, Tiffany, you're in control of the board.
You know his name. 300.
You know his name.
Know his name.
You know his name. You know his name for 300. Huh. Created by author turned filmmaker Clive Barker, this Cenobite would love nothing more than to tear your soul apart. Who did you get that, Jenny?
That was, yeah.
Who is Pinhead?
Correct. Who is
All right.
Pinhead?
Oh, I'm out of the hole.
2 in a row.
You are.
All right, Jenny, you're in control of the board. 2 pinheaded related jokes back to back. What?
What are the odds?
What are the odds?
All right, let's do you know his name for 100.
Do you know his name for 100? Although part 2 was a little homoerotic for some viewers, the first film featured a villain that would literally give you nightmares. Now you're naming the villain in this. Go ahead.
Who is Fred Krueger?
I'll accept that. Freddy Krueger?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Freddy
we'll go
Krueger.
with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fred.
Judges?
She
He's-
went with
he's
his
my
formal name.
He's
Right,
Fred?
right.
Okay.
He's
Mr. Krueger?
He's a good friend, okay?
All right, Tiffany for 100. Okay, so Tiffany has control of the
Okay.
board.
80s horror for 500, please.
80s horror 500. Loosely based on an H.P. Lovecraft novelette, this horror movie from 1985 has it all, including a scene that can only be described as the greatest headless zombie muff dive ever caught on film. Go ahead.
What is Sleepaway Camp?
No. I'll repeat the question. Loosely based on an H.P. Lovecraft novelette, this horror movie from 1985 has it all, including a scene that can only be described as the greatest headless zombie muff dive ever caught on film. 5, 4, 3, 2. The answer is, what is Reanimator?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, wow. That's a great one.
I
You need to
bet.
catch
It
that
sounds
one.
fantastic.
Sleepaway Camp. I know where you were going with that, and good
Right.
guess. Good guess. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Like I said, some of these are
There's a
adult.
great scene in that, though.
Yeah, there is. That's one of those. Yeah. And then they made sequels. Why? Don't know. Okay, so who's still in control of the board? I'm not keeping very good track.
Me.
All right, Tiff, still in
80s
control.
horror 300,
80s
please.
horror 300. I should be a better host, right? Okay, 80s horror 300. Dracula gathers his monster buddies to take over the world, but his evil plans are thwarted by a group of youngsters in this 1987 PG-13 flick. Go, Jenny.
What is Monster Squad?
Correct
All
for
right.
300. Very good. All right, Jenny has control of the board.
Let's finish out 80s horror.
80s horror 400. All righty. A shape-shifting alien is no match for tough guy Kurt Russell in his 1982 Ice Cold Chiller directed by legendary John Carpenter. Katie.
What is The Thing?
Correct. What is
Way
the
to
thing?
go, Kate.
For 400. All righty. Katie is in control of the board.
All right. Let's go back to those damn zombies for 200.
Those damn zombies for 200. Okie dokie. Kudos to this black and white 1968 George Romero classic for literally giving life to the zombie genre.
What is
Go,
Night of the
Jenny.
Living Dead?
Yes. She answers that like, why
I
would you
mean-
ask these simple little stupid questions?
That's a given.
Well, yeah. You know, the funny thing is I just watched that like a year ago.
Oh, wow.
I know. I'm too busy watching crappy movies instead of like the ones you're supposed to watch that
Well,
everybody
there are
says
just
is.
so many crappy movies to watch.
There
though.
is,
There
right? You know, yeah. And I've watched most of them. Okay, Jenny, you're in control of the board.
You know his name? 200.
All righty. Sometimes overshadowed by the character of Hannibal Lecter, the main killer of Silence of the Lambs preferred... I'm not sure who buzzed in first. Tiffany, go ahead.
Who is Buffalo Bill?
Correct. Who is Buffalo Bill was the answer. Yes, good job.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
My favorite movie.
it's a very good one. It was in our Tournament of Terror, so when you get to listen to the last podcast, we talk
Really?
about that. Yes.
It's my favorite.
Is it your favorite?
It really is.
Wow.
I love that movie.
That is awesome. It's a good one.
You know his name, 400.
All right. With a middle name like Audrey, it's no wonder this kid grew up to become one of the most iconic slashers of all time. Go ahead, Katie.
Who is Norman Bates?
I'm sorry. That's 400 off her score. Anybody else? I'll repeat the question. With a middle name like Audrey, it's no wonder this kid grew up to become one of the most iconic slashers of all time. Who is Michael Myers?
Oh,
His
boy.
middle name was
I know.
Audrey.
I
I'm
never
probably the
knew
only
that.
person that knows that. I know. Well, somebody in the audience is looking at me like you're a freak.
I didn't
Yeah.
know he was given a middle name.
The Final Girl, 500.
Okay, the
please.
final girl, 500 to close out the cat. Or no, we still have other ones. Ghostface. I'll repeat. Ghostface might not be as scary as Michael, Jason, or Freddy, but he's still a menacing adversary until this final girl puts a bullet in his head. I'm not who.
She got it.
Go ahead.
Who is Nev Campbell?
I wanted the character name,
Oh,
but you know the character name.
oh boy.
Can we go with that? Huh?
Well, it's right here. It's just not coming out of my mouth. Sydney Prescott.
Okay, Sydney Prescott. Okay, we get 500 points. It's
Sorry.
just not coming out of my mouth.
Let it go, Jeff.
Way to stall, Tiff. So you get it right.
Yeah.
Well, I
Just
knew
saying
it.
inappropriate.
I knew it, damn it.
All right, Tiff.
Those damn zombies, 500,
Alrighty.
please.
You better be able to run like a mother effer if you want to survive the fast-paced zombies from this 2002 European flick. Go ahead.
What is Shaun of the Dead?
No, I'm sorry. It's okay. I'll repeat it. You better be able to run like a mother effer if you want to survive the fast-paced zombies from this 2002 European flick. What is 28 Days Later?
Oh, I don't know why I didn't think European. I was thinking like the Autobahn or something.
Oh.
You know?
I gotcha. The Shaun of the Dead's European,
It
but they were still
is.
slow
Yeah. They were
zombies,
slow.
and I think that was later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know his name, 500,
Alrighty.
please.
To close out that category. It doesn't matter if he's playing Jason Voorhees or Victor Crowley in the Hatchet movies. If you don't know this horror legend's real name, go ahead, Katie.
Who is Robert Englund?
No. I'll repeat. It doesn't matter if he's playing Jason Voorhees or Victor Crowley in the Hatchet movies. If you don't know this horror legend's real name, then maybe your cream puff ass should stick to watching the Twilight movies.
Cream puff ass.
Yeah.
I don't know it.
5, 4, 3. You know it now, don't you?
No.
You don't? Who is Kane Hodder?
Okay.
You were thinking the guy who played Freddy
The other
Krueger.
guy.
Yeah, the other guy. Who is the other guy for 500? Okay, so is everybody doing good? We've got a few more on the board. We all good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's finish this round out. Okay.
The Final Girl, 100.
Okay. Despite what many people falsely remember, this famous final girl didn't show her fun bags on film until she co-starred in Trading Places. Go ahead.
Who is Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes, for 100.
She's got
Jamie
a
Lee
good
Curtis.
set of tits.
Wow, she said it. Not me, so it's not sexist.
The
All
Final
right.
Girl, 300, please.
Still control. What are the scores right now? Let's give a, just so people kind of know.
Tiffany's
Do
kicking our
we
asses.
have to tell them?
Yeah, we kind of want to know. So Jenny's sitting at 500 points. Tiff is at 13, and Katie is 1,200 in the hole. That's okay. The second round she can pull ahead. So we're doing good. Okay, so
It's the only thing I could beat my sister at, okay?
there you. Is
I'm
that
telling you.
okay?
That and a drinking contest.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. That's going to be round 2. There will be.
Yay.
All right, so this final girl went to all-out war with her antagonist, booby-trapping the house and whatnot. But can you blame her? She hasn't had a decent night's sleep in a long time. Go ahead.
Who is Heather Langenkamp in the original Nightmare
That's
on
correct. I
Elm Street?
wanted the character name,
Okay.
but I'm going to give you that. If you know her real,
Yeah, that's like
That's
it's
impressive.
who is
Extra
Nancy
points.
Thompson.
Nancy.
If you know Heather Langenkamp,
Nobody.
that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And I googled all this stuff.
Nancy.
Yeah, very good. All right, so
The Final Girl, 400, please.
final goal. This final girl is all about the girl power and killing aliens. Go ahead.
Ripley, Sigourney Weaver, and
Correct.
Aliens.
It was Ripley. I don't know if she has her last name or not. I don't care. She was badass enough. She doesn't
Her
need
first name
a.
is Alice. Her last name is Ripley.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You knew.
You know what?
Fancy.
That's pretty impressive.
That is
I
fancy.
think. I might be wrong.
we just like shoot her?
Give me some
50 points for
some
that.
points.
We'll shoot you a DVD when
Thanks,
this is
Maddie.
over. That's awesome.
Those damn zombies for 300, please.
Okay. Rainn Wilson plays a bullyish PE teacher in his horror comedy about prepubescent zombies. 5, 4. What is Cooties? Another must-see film.
Sounds fantastic.
It is. All right, the final one. Let's clear it out.
Those damn zombies, 400.
All right,
please.
last one in the round. So, on the surface, this may just be another thrill ride zombie comedy, but deep down, this film is simply about a man's quest to find a Twinkie. Go ahead, Katie.
What is Zombieland?
Correct for
Thank
400.
very
My
good.
buzzer's
Okay.
broken.
Is it seriously? Check your buzzers. These were really cheap. Okay. So first round's over. While we're preparing for the second round, I want to introduce everybody. So contestant number 1, Jenny, is sitting at 500. Jenny, tell us about yourself if you'd like to.
I make clothes. I have an Etsy store, Violent Jane at Etsy.com. So I make Halloween costumes and all kinds of stuff.
Awesome. So those are some pretty impressive hobbies too, correct? And
I guess.
yeah.
If you
Sorry.
think so.
Okay. Since we're talking about horror movies, name one of your favorite movies from the genre.
Oh my God. Put me on the spot here. We've talked about so many movies right now.
You're kind of just, I got it.
Yeah, no, I know I feel super awkward.
You shouldn't. You're doing great. It's great to have you here. Okay, so moving on, Tiffany. Tiffany's sitting at 2,000 points. How are you doing tonight, Tiffany?
I'm doing real well.
Feeling good?
Yeah, she's doing great. No wonder we all feel
I'm
awkward.
kind of proud of myself at this point.
Good deal. All right. Anything you want to plug on the show?
No, I have nothing.
You have nothing?
I have a wonderful sister sitting next to me.
That's so sweet.
That's a great
And a new friend.
And a new
Jen.
friend.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
And all right. Well, thank you for being here. It's great
It's
to have
my
you
pleasure.
here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Spur of the moment, favorite movie.
Silence
Yeah,
of
sure.
the Lambs.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
we
did say
already
that.
heard hers.
That or Scream.
Scream.
Like the
f-
very first one.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
It's a very because when Scream came around, movies were starting to suck again, and as far as horror, that kind of reinvented things a little bit.
Like my favorite line out of a scary movie is "Live her alone." Live her alone.
Live her alone.
I love Matthew Lillard. Sorry.
No, that's
What happened to
that's-
him? He like
I don't
disappeared.
know, but he's so damn cute.
He was so good for a long time, and then I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
either.
We don't know.
Disappeared.
All right, so last contestant is Katie. Katie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Katie's a rock star,
Yes,
ladies
she
and
is.
gentlemen. Yes, she is. So, Katie, even though you're not doing so well right now, you're minus 800, you're still in the game.
Oh, I'm still in
You're
it.
still in this to win it, right?
I am.
Anything you want to come up with? Anything you're doing? Professionally, personally?
No,
Nothing?
I'm just here.
You're just here?
Yep.
Okay, I understand. All right. Once again, I really want to thank you three for doing this and being part of this podcast. And like I said, we are playing for some wonderful prizes. No brand new car, but, we'll see how it goes. Okay, is everybody ready for round 2?
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Yeah.
Ha! Yes.
Okay, so round 2 categories. We have
That's so
therapist.
funny.
Therapist, Home for the Horror Days, which those are movies related to Christmas.
Very good.
No.
All right.
80s schlock. These are going to be more films that are just, they're out there. I'm Bruce Campbell, bitch. Now, in this
I don't
one,
even know what that is.
you will have to answer in the form of, a question, but you have to add the word bitch at the end of it. So if the
Alright.
answer is what is Evil Dead, it must be what is Evil Dead, bitch.
All right.
And then the final is effing teens. That's a category about teenagers having premarital coitus on film and what
boy.
happens to them.
They die.
They die. And that is the moral to take away from this.
Yes.
All right. So, how do you do second round of Jeopardy?
Who's that?
Usually the
Oh, the
Probably the person in
loser
lead.
goes
Loser
first.
goes
Yeah, the
first.
All
loser.
right.
Yep.
So, Katie, let's lead us off.
I'm Bruce Campbell, bitch.
Yes, you are.
200.
Now, in this one, there is 2 DVD double dares to remember.
Uh-oh.
Now, remember, at this one, answer, and you have to add the word, you know what to say. Bound by human flesh and written in blood. Go ahead.
What is the Necronomicon, bitch?
Yes! All righty.
That sounded like a real made up word.
Yeah. I may not have a teaching career after this, but this is fun. Okay, go ahead, Jenny. You have control
All
of
right,
the board.
let's do I'm Bruce Campbell, bitch, for 400.
Yeah. All right. For 400. Whether you're Ash Williams taking on Deadites or a weekend do-it-yourselfer who just wants to cut down a tree, this tool is exactly what you need to get the job done right. Go ahead, Jenny.
What is a chainsaw, bitch?
There you go for 400. All right, Jenny, you have control of the
Man,
board.
you're creeping
All right,
up
we're
on
going
me,
to keep
Jenny.
this same category, 600.
All right, that's going to get my sponsors. All right. Mistaken for his character Ash from the Evil Dead trilogy, Bruce Campbell is forced to fight a demon for reals in a small Oregon town in this low-budget classic. We're looking for what is my name is Bruce, bitch. Okay, nobody got that. Jenny, you still have control.
All right, let's do effing teens, 200.
All right, effing teens 200. Okay. All righty. Now this one okay. I'll bet Kevin Bacon thought it sucked to get an arrow stuck through his throat. Go ahead.
What is
Friday
Tiff. The 13th?
Correct. Yes. What is Friday the 13th? All right. Tiff, you're in control of the board.
Effing Teens 800, please.
Effing Teens for 800. 5 college grads in a cabin in the woods for the weekend. Not sure what kind of protection you would use not to catch this flesh-eating virus that's going around in Eli Roth's 2002 debut film. Go ahead, Tiff.
What is cabin fever?
Correct.
Yes.
Very good. Alrighty.
I never win at anything.
800.
You're gonna win this one. Damn.
Oh, don't say damn. I'm kidding.
Fuck.
Shit.
Yeah.
Effing Teens 1000, please.
Okay, effing Teens 1000. Yeah, we're going to lose the chili sponsorship here. All right, effing Teens for 1000. A case of gonorrhea is nothing compared to the sexually transmitted curse that is spread from having careless coitus. Go ahead.
It Follows. What is It Follows?
Yes. Holy.
Oh my God.
I thought I was the only person that was dumb enough to see that film.
No.
Did you like it?
No.
Sucked.
It was really dumb, but it won me some extra points.
$1,000? I'll bet the film didn't gross $1,000. I'll bet it didn't. That's one I don't even own.
Man.
Right?
Effing Teens 600, please.
Effing Teen 600. Alrighty. In this Michael Myers sequel, our heroine Rachel is hella pissed and throws hot coffee on a perfectly form-fitting Cops Do It By the Book t-shirt of Sheriff Meeker's daughter when she finds out the slut is fooling around with her boyfriend Brady. I'm looking for the actual Halloween movie. It's one of the 10, 20. 5, 4, 3. What is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers? Okay. Alrighty. Hey, let's update. So where are we at? Where Jenny's got 1,100 points. Tiff is at 4,000, and Katie's still in there.
You're still in there, Kate.
Thanks.
Sorry. I used to have a wah, 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 but I changed it. Okay. I'm still learning how to podcast. All right. So,
Let's try
Tiff.
Therapist for 1,000.
okay.
Please.
Oh,
Ooh,
wait.
you're going right
I'm
for the
sorry.
throat.
What's that? Therapist. No, that's a typo. That should say the rapist.
The Rapist.
Yes,
Okay.
this is a category about rape and rapey things in movies. I don't know how
Oh my
to
God.
put that up there. So we're doing the rapist for 1,000. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Alexander Skarsgård may be a hunk, but he sure gets that rapey look in his eye in his tension-building thriller about a city slicker author and his small-town girl returning to her hometown. What is Straw Dogs? Oh, wow. Okay.
No way, Jose.
Another one you need to watch. Okay, you're
Finish
still in
out
control.
Effing teens
Finishing out
for
effing.
400.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Here we go. Legendary scream queen PJ Souls thinks she's flashing her boobs to her boyfriend Bob, but soon finds out the guy under the sheets with the glasses is looking for a different kind of fun. Go ahead.
What is Rob Zombie's Halloween?
PJ Souls was in a different film. I
Okay.
can't accept that.
Okay.
Sorry. Legendary scream queen PJ Souls thinks she's flashing her boobs to her boyfriend Bob, but soon finds out the guy under the sheets with the glasses is looking for a different kind of fun in his 1978 horror masterpiece. The answer is what is Halloween, but it wasn't Rob Zombie's
Oh, it's just
Halloween.
the first
Okay.
one. See, I didn't know.
Yeah, you were kind of confused, but I get and okay.
Oh, it's still me.
It's still you.
80s Schlock. for
80s
600
schlock. Ooh,
Schlock.
schlock. I don't know.
600.
I like it.
Schlock. Sounds kind of dirty.
It probably is. I don't know who wrote this. If you like your 80s horror with a little shtick, a little bowling, a devilish imp, and gratuitous nudity, then this 1988 schlocker just might be right up your alley. I can't be the only person that's watched this. 4, 3. What is Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bolorama?
I was about to say that.
I know you were.
That's
'cause
dumb.
It is. No, it's great.
dumb.
No, it is dumb. Wow.
Let's
that was
try.
one of those.
It's kind of sad that I knew that.
Let's try Therapist.
All
I
right.
believe it's pronounced the
rapist.
For 800, please.
All right. The rapist for 800.
I can't let it go for some reason.
Coincidence or bad karma when you seek refuge in the house belonging to the parents of the daughter you just raped and left for dead? Just ask the bad guys from this 19... Go ahead.
What is last house on the left?
That is correct. Very good. See, these are legitimate questions, right?
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
So it's not as creepy as it sounded?
No.
Okay, good. It's a little bit.
I'm really glad we're not in the basement. Let me just say that.
Yeah. Okay, Tiff, you still have control of the board?
The rapist, 200, please.
All right, 200 rapists, or whatever. Okay. This horror icon is said to be the bastard son of 100 homicidal maniacs. I'm not Jenny.
Who is Sir Frederick Krueger? Freddy Krueger.
I didn't know he was a sir, but yes, we'll go with that. For 200, who is Sir Frederick Krueger? Correct, Amundo. He was knighted? I didn't even know he was brave.
Yeah. All right.
Jenny, you're in control of the board.
Let's do the rapist for 400.
Rapist for 400. Alrighty. Based on a comic book, this 1994 flick tells the story of a deceased musician brought back to life to seek revenge on the gang that murdered. Go ahead.
What is the crow?
Correct. What is The Crow? One of my favorites of all time.
good movie.
It's a great movie. Please don't remake it.
Oh, it'll be
Oh,
done.
no.
I know.
The rapist, 600, please.
Alrighty, to finish out the category. Here we go. Whether it's a bathtub full of lime or a shotgun up the old pooper, this woman ain't messing around in this ultra gory revenge flick. Go ahead, Jenny.
What is I Spit on Your Grave?
Correct, Amundo. All right, for 600. Yeah, finished out the category. How's everybody feeling tonight? Still having fun?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very fun.
This is fun. Yes. If this works out, everybody in podcast land, I want to do this live next year in front of a studio audience. So please support this, listen to it, make me some money. Okay, Jenny, you have control of the board.
Let's go with I'm Bruce Campbell, bitch, for 800.
Yes, my favorites. Alrighty. With Ozzie Davis as JFK and Bruce Campbell as Elvis himself as... I'm... Jenny?
What is Bubba Hotep? Bitch.
Yeah, okay. Correct. All right. I didn't want you to not get that because of that. So that's 800.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
She was like, don't say bitch, bitch.
Say bitch. Wow. Alrighty. So, Jen, control of the board.
Bruce Campbell, bitch, for 1,000.
Okay, well, you don't have to cuss at me. I'm kidding. All right, for 1,000. This is a me question. Only a true Bruce Campbell fan or a car fanatic would know the make and model of this classic car actually owned by Sam Raimi and featured in all 3 of the Evil Dead films. I know, right? What a jerk. The answer is, what is a 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88?
Oh, boy.
Oh, no. See, I was going to guess something wildly different than that.
I was going to guess that. But,
Yeah, I understand. Okay, so still control of the board.
Okay. 80 schlock for 200.
Alrighty, 80 schlock for 200.
Okay.
Is he a hero or a monster? Just ask the good citizens of Tromaville what they think about the mop-wielding... Go ahead, Jenny.
Who is the Toxic Avenger? Bitch.
You don't have to say that. Yeah, what is the Toxic Avenger? There we go, 200.
All right.
All right. So now we're sitting at...
Man, you're
Tiffany
I'm
has
creeping up on ya.
4,800.
sneaking in there.
Jenny is coming up close with 2,900. Katie is still...
Don't count
she's
me
still...
out.
Don't count her
Don't
out, man.
count me
We
out.
still have Final Jeopardy.
I'm waiting for my Wheaties to kick in.
Jeopardy in air quotes. I should have came up with a name.
Final.
The final something.
Let's do 80 schlock 400.
Yes, let's do 80 schlock. Oh, and it is a DVD double dare.
Oh, boy.
Number 2. All right.
You're so funny.
Now, once again, like I
It is
said,
smooth,
I will read this, and after I read it, you can answer or you can screw an opponent.
Okay.
Alrighty. Angela is having a party Jason and Freddy are too scared to come, but you'll have a hell of a time is the tagline from this 1988 flick about party-hardy teens in an abandoned funeral parlor on Halloween night. You can answer or you can screw somebody.
Well, Tiffany's got her hand on the button, so I'm not gonna. I don't know. Should I screw her? Yeah, Tiffany, you can try it because I'm not sure.
Okay, repeat that for me.
Angela is having a party that Jason and Freddy are too scared to come, but you'll have a hell of a time. That's the tagline from this 1988 flick about some party-hardy teens in an abandoned funeral parlor on Halloween night.
Yeah, I don't know it. I was just trying to punk you out, Jen.
Oh.
But I bet the title has like 12 words in it.
No, it's What is Night of
Night
the
of
Demons.
the Demons.
I was wondering.
I didn't know if it was a funeral parlor, though.
Oh.
What movie does a girl put lipstick in her boob, Jeff? Why
Night of
could
the
that have been
Demons.
the question?
Because that's sexist, and I'm not that way.
Oh, I thought that was the Breakfast Club.
I did
Oh,
too.
that happens in
puts
that
the-
too. That's chapstick. That's chapstick.
I've never seen
Lip
The
smackers.
Breakfast. Okay.
What?
What?
Wow.
Stop it.
I haven't. I know, right?
Oh, boy. Okay.
Okay, so who? Jenny still
I know
has
it's
control?
not me.
All
so.
right, we'll go on with 80 Schlock 800.
Okay, 80 Schlock 800. Oh, wait, because she screwed her. She screwed Tiff, right?
She
and Tiff
took
didn't
my
know.
points
She
away.
didn't. Okay.
Yeah, she took
I'm
my
sorry.
points away.
I'm just trying to be
sorry,
fair.
Too.
You're
No,
still in the league. Quit your whining.
I'm not whining.
Hard to call this Pajama Jam slasher classic from 1982 an exploitation film against women, considering it was written by Rita Mae Brown and directed by Amy Holden Jones. I know, right? Who geeks out and writes crap like this? What is Slumber Party Massacre?
Oh, boy.
Who has seen this movie, Slumber Party Massacre?
I don't think I have.
One of the guys in it. Who has seen Slumber Party Massacre 2? Do you feel bad about it? I do too.
Oh, boy.
I won't reveal the guy in the audience that just raised his hand. But there's therapy clubs for things for guys like me and him. So, speaking of that, I just want to say my DVD collection got so bad that the other day I bought Roadhouse 2.
Oh, whoa.
Right? Yeah. Katie's like, "There's a Roadhouse 2."
I did not even know
You
that.
should. Your life was better off not knowing that. You should not know that. Okay.
You
Yeah, it's
you gonna
bad.
be okay, Tiff?
I'm simmering down.
Well, somebody's gonna win that movie because I had to get rid of it. It's like that
Oh,
curse and
boy.
it follows. Okay, so who's Jen still in control of the board?
All right, let's finish it out for 1,000.
80 schlock for 1,000. See where we're at. Ooh, nobody's gonna get this. Buddy has an axe to grind, a big one. That's the tagline from this 1987 Schlockfest. I guarantee you I'm the only person that ever saw this on Betamax.
He might have.
No, he was not going to admit it. Nobody.
No.
What is Slaughterhouse?
Oh,
yeah.
boy, okay.
I even have the poster. Somebody's going to walk away with that. Okay, Jenny, still
All
control.
right,
Home for the Horror Days.
We are down the last category. Home for the Horror Days is it, and we are sitting at Tiff is still in the lead, 4,000, but it's starting to it's not dwindling, but Jenny's catching up with
She
2,900, and Katie is she's still there.
I'm there.
She's there, taking
there.
advantage of the free beer and the free
I'm
water.
here drinking my beer.
Yeah, and the
It's great.
consolation prizes. Alrighty, so home for the
If
holiday.
your mom was here, you'd be winning.
Do you guys
For
cheat
some
or something?
strange reason.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, they don't cheat.
No?
Her mom's just lucky. Even though she knows nothing about scary movies,
Yeah.
she'd still be winning.
She's very lucky.
She have like an orange foot with a keychain sticking out of it or something?
I don't know
Not
what
that I know of.
That's a bad rabbit joke. Okay. Home for the Horror Days, 200. Now remember, these
Okay.
are Christmas related films.
Okay.
This 2015 holiday horror introduced. I'm going to start over. Let me try this again in English. This 2015 holiday horror introduces a naughty family to a monster that is best described as half goat, half demon, and all badass. What is Krampus?
I didn't know if that was the
boy.
full name of the movie. I knew the guy was Krampus.
Okay.
I was over here dying.
That's all right. You're still doing good.
See, I can't risk losing anything, though.
I
All right,
understand.
400.
Home for the Horror Days,
No,
400.
I can't either. When you're creeping up on me like that.
I got nothing to lose except more points.
all in.
Alrighty. Jeopardy. Home for the Horror Days, 400.
Okay.
Despite parents and PTA groups taking to the streets in protest, this 1984 holiday slasher not only became an iconic classic, it somehow managed to make several sequels. Oh, you're kidding me. I can't be the only person that saw this, or I have a disease.
It follows.
Is that your answer? Can we take away some points?
No,
I did
no,
not
she
say
didn't
what
buzz
it
in.
is.
Minus 400.
All right. What is Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it was a bad movie. And believe it or not, there's like 4.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. Okay. 3 more.
All right, 600.
All right. Home for the Horror Day, 600. Before he brought us A Christmas Story, director Bob Clark gave us this dark holiday slash-tastic classic starring Margot Kidder. What is Black Christmas? I was looking for what is Black Christmas.
See, there was a reason why we waited on this category. Nobody was going to know
Because it
anything.
sucks.
What, you guys don't like Christmas? Wow. Maybe I shouldn't have done this category. When I was writing all this stuff, I'm like, what do I put up here? And I'm like, this is going to be a great one. Everybody's going to love this. All right, Jenny, 2 more questions.
All right, I'll do Home for the Horror Days, 800.
All right, Home for the Horror Days, 800. Okay, here we go. Poor Angela. Not only does she have to work late on Christmas Eve, but she's also trapped alone in a parking garage with a deranged security guard in its tense thriller. Three seconds. 2.
Nothing.
What is P2? It's a parking garage horror movie.
Oh, boy.
That sounds
Oh, it
thrilling.
stars Wes Bentley. It's actually a good flick. It's a really good flick. All right, so Jenny,
All right, 1,000.
this is it, and it's a DVD.
Oh, boy.
It's a DVD double dare. Oh. Okay, once again, the rules. I'm going to read this to you. You have a chance to answer it for 1,000, double 1,000. This is
All right, then.
She
I,
could
then.
take
2,000.
the lead.
You could.
you get all's the money
All right.
in cash. Kidding, you get a bucket. Or you can screw an opponent. And however you want to do it. Are you ready for this final question?
Yes.
Yeah. 12-year-old Luke has a crush on his babysitter. He also has a knack for turning Home Alone-style hijinks into all-out murderous traps in this Yuletide Shudder exclusive.
What is it, Tiffany?
Oh, she's passing it to Tiffany. Man, I really wanted to give some of
Yeah,
these away.
I have no idea.
None?
No.
You want me to read it again? Will that help?
No, that won't help.
Okay. I was looking for what is Better Watch Out.
No.
That's a great flick. Okay,
heard
so
of
that
that
loses
one.
2,000 points.
You're in the lead,
Oh,
bitch.
my
in the lead,
goodness.
bitch. Alrighty. Here, put that back. And we are ready for the final question. I could say the final Jeopardy thing. So we're sitting at, Tiff has 2,000 points. Jenny is now in the lead with 2,900 points. And I have to say it on air. I'm sorry, Katie, you're at minus 800.
It's all right.
But I know there's a rule in the Jeopardy game. You're allowed to, I don't know how many you're allowed to, or are you at that? If you're at negative, are you allowed to do final? Yeah? How much? Well, she can't do like a
Everything.
billion. I don't know the rules.
3,000.
Damn it, Katie, you should have had some points so
Sorry.
we'd know what to do.
I'm sorry.
Nobody knows.
Well, if you're negative in the real,
You don't get a go.
she knows that too.
That's why I'm being
Oh.
quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she
All right.
knows that too.
So it's down to Tiff and Jen.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
just gonna sit here and drink my beer. It's
Yeah,
fine.
drink your beer. Maybe that's the alcohol and that's why you didn't do so good.
Right. We'll
So
blame
public
that.
service announcement, kids.
Did I kick you? I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine.
So, all right. So, anyway, while we're getting ready to go, and I want you guys, I'm going to give you the category is stay out of the damn woods. That is the category. And you can wager what you wager. Here's a pen. Here's a pen. There we go. So, Katie is a partying contestant while they're doing their wager and everything. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I had
Doing
a great
great.
time.
You had a great time.
Yes.
This is awesome.
It's
And you're going to
very
listen to the
fun.
podcast, I guess?
I
hope
will.
so. All right. So once again, I want to thank our sponsor, Drayton Sawyer's Famous Texas Chili. The secret's in the meat. Don't skip on the meat, but don't mind those hard shell peppercorns. I also want to say, please, if you're listening, follow me on Twitter at Idle Chat Podcast. I don't really care for Twitter all that much, but I do updates about the podcast. Please check out the face. What?
You just said doo-doo.
I said doo-doo?
You do-do.
I do? Wow. I'm not very good at this. First time I did this Twitter, I did. You can follow me at Twitter on capital I, lowercase d, L-E, capital C. Anyway, check out averagejeff.net. Read some of my blogs. Read some of the little quickies I write. They're really, really funny. And check out the Facebook page, Idle Chatter with Average Jeff. And eventually, I do want to have some real sponsors. We'll just see how that goes. And once again, we are playing for some real prizes. And I want to thank my contestants, Tiffany. I want to thank Jenny. And I want to thank Katie for being here. And this has been awesome. So are you guys ready for Final Jeopardy?
Yes.
Or the final question. I'm sorry. Please don't sue me, NBC. Here we go. Have you written down your wagers?
Yes.
Okay. Jen, you got your wager down?
Yep.
I'm opening the envelope. See how official this is? It's in a sealed envelope. The final question category is stay out of the damn woods.
Okay.
College kids going away in a secluded cabin in the woods for a weekend of debauchery should be interesting enough. But let's throw in some good old-fashioned government meddling to make this movie even better. And I'll give you a little bit of time to write your answers down.
It's right on the tip of my damn tongue.
That's what she said.
Oh, I know it. Damn it.
I'm going to take one more swallow of beer, and then I expect everybody to have their answers. I'll give you 10 more seconds. Okay, answers ready. So the category was, don't go in the damn woods. Question was, college kids going away in a secluded cabin in the woods for a weekend debauchery should be interesting enough, but let's throw in some good old-fashioned government meddling to make this movie even better. Let's start with you, Katie. What did you have? Nothing?
I didn't think I could play.
You can't, but just for shits and giggles.
I wrote what is Cabin in the Woods?
Very good. Correct answer. What did you wager?
I wagered 1,000,000 points.
Wow. Okay, so Tiff, you're in second place. Let's see what you had.
I said nothing, and I risked everything.
Oh, wow.
So I'm down to
So now we're just down to Jenny wagered. Say it. We want to build some drama.
No, I wagered $1,000.
And?
What is Cabin in the Woods?
Way to go, Jen.
All right.
Good
Way to
job.
go. Our winner, our grand prize winner is
Can't believe
Jenny.
it.
Like I said, so Jenny is walking away tonight with the grand prize. She'll receive a night at the movies. This package includes a gift certificate at the historic Avon Theater in downtown Decatur. And wait, that's not all. You also get 2 movies and some popcorn and some candy. And for you guys playing, because Tiff and Katie, you guys are so good at this, you're both walking away with buckets of candy, some movies, and some popcorn.
I love candy.
Good.
Awesome.
So, anyway, you guys can argue who gets one of those. Those are out of my collection.
Tiff, you want Roadhouse 2?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I can, what's this one?
Anyway, everybody say goodnight. Want to thank you all for coming in on the show. So, Jenny, say goodnight.
And good night. Thank you.
Katie, say goodnight.
Good night.
Tiffany, say goodnight.
Good night.
Thank you, guys. Thank you,
love this
everybody.
one.